What's good, everyone? Been a busy week, I know. So this is only being released on the Wednesday. I'm only recording it now. I haven't had a lot of opportunity to do Supercoach related stuff because I've been so busy recently. But we have upgraded some new equipment. We have a new mic. So let me know how it sounds. From what I can hear, it sounds a whole lot crispier and nicer. But I'd like some more feedback. But to Supercoach related stuff. I apologize that it is coming out on a Wednesday night. It's very, very busy life at the moment, but regardless, we had one of our best rounds of recent times. We had a 2,291 with a Bontempelli captain score that was in the top 1%. Only 2,000 rank, which is interesting. I thought it would be a little bit high, but there must be some big scorers that had Luke Jackson as captain and that sort of thing. But that gave us a big boost. We got 6,699 up in the ranks, which takes us to 13,963. So basically, I'm at that 14,000 mark. The goal was top 10,000, and we dropped a couple weeks ago. We have made a big climb, and now we head up to our worst buy of all of the buys, the last buy. So, big score, but we have. This is the first time I've been a super coach since I saw my score at the end, so I haven't had anything to change yet. I don't know exactly how much we have out, but by the looks of it, we have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven out. And then we got Clark on the bench who can't fill in. He is also out. So going to be tough to fill spots. There's probably the only one in here is McCarthy that can fill a spot. So there'll be two in the mid. And then neither Gray or Simpson are playing. Well, potentially Gray. Is it a night game? No, it's not. So Bolt will be playing. Gray's not going to play. That is not a spot to fill. So I think I've decided on one move. I've been dwelling on it during the week, and I think that is an upgrade that is ready to happen. It's Kako. Finally, we can get rid of him. He's at a perfect 230,000, and the price range we can't really afford anything super massive. So I was thinking it's either Jason or Francis, who is my target, or the other target I had is where is he? Chad Warner, who has lost money. I'm not sure what his break even is. I'll do that after the video because this is only a going past it. The last week's scores. It's a review. This isn't my final trade video, so I'll go over the scores of each individual in a moment's time. I just wanted to highlight what potentially I could go through. It's either Chad Warner or we can just afford Horn Francis, and I'm not sure what his break even is. So for now, I'm wanting to bring in Chad Warner because I got a few Port dudes already. I know that Port is the best team. Well, not this year, but he is my favorite, so it doesn't hurt to have one. But Chad Warner, I've had my eyes on for a while. It seems like his role is getting a little bit more midfield time. He's uh, Gordon was in the side last week, and that was a watch. I wanted to see how he performed with Gordon back in the side, and he seems like he was okay. I'm all right with him sitting at the end of my maybe F5, F6 area, averaging 95 to 100. I'm okay with that at this later part of the year because we haven't had much cash options. Sometimes you just got to get what you can get. So I'm not mad with a 93 from Chad. Um, I'm not sure how the Sydney's fixture is for the rest of the year. That is a watch or something I might have to delve into later, but they play with the Bulldogs tomorrow night. I mean, not tomorrow night, Friday night, which is a problem. Bulldogs midfield is stacked, so it's going to be matchup related if I go for Port because I know Port have a really hard run home, but I think Sydney also have a really hard run home. So we'll figure that out later. But that leaves us with one spot to fill for the whole rest of the year. Our team is complete. We just got that one spot down here, which is May in right now. With only this much left. We have 7 trades, so that will be a 3 trader, I think, once we make enough money from one of these Carroll or Hole, we can move on, and then May, depending on how much he makes, we can then make our last move, and we've got a full team, including the flex, which is a big difference compared to other Supercoach years. The flex position in other years would be someone on the bench that is just a in case of emergency sort of person. So this year we've got that spot to fill, but it isn't a flex, which means technically my team will be done right now because we have May here, but if we want to get a leg up on a later portion of the year, you could either hold your trades and keep it like this for the rest of the year, and then use your trades match or like match up related for your finals. But I am playing for the league, like the climb, the actual rankings. I'm not too fussed about the head-to-heads this year, so I think I'm going to try and make a move for May, upgrade it to someone else. But this is what we will roll with. So delving into the scores this week, Sinclair wasn't great. He was nowhere near it. Just was allergic to it. This man was stealing all his points. Wangani Malira 142 was like the only dude out there doing anything for St Kilda. Let's hope he's a port player in coming years. He just is so nice with it. Kick is great. He's fast. He's agile, and he looked great. Sean Clark was also. I delved into that a little bit on the trade video because all my trade videos on a Friday instead of the Thursday now. But John Clark was just off the back of the packs in the back line, just hand pass through, kicking them long, getting those easy points. Sheezel was doing fine in his new role in the midfield. He's not playing as much back anymore. He is like floating from back to forward. I mean, not to forward, to the midfield and like rotating through. So he's a bit of a midfielder, but his scoring is okay for his role, and I'm okay with that. Rosie, on the other hand, he was playing at halfback for a long period of time. The last 5 or so rounds was a full halfback role, but recently he's been getting a lot more midfield time because Farrell's back, Lockie Jones is back, lots of Port defenders are back. So he is moving back into that midfield, which he does not score as well with. So it's not good for Port, but I would like someone to make way so Rosie can then get back again and continue his good form at halfback because top he was top 4 defenders if he was playing that halfback role, in my opinion. And then Roberts 95, that's exactly what we need from him. He was fine. 95, if he can average that for the rest of the year, that's a solid pick. Then we go to midfield, Tom Green. He was pretty much a bull. He did everything for GWS to get him over the line. I think he slightly got scaled down a bit from his score. I thought he would actually score high with his stats that he had, but the thing with Tom Green is his efficiency just isn't A grade, like compared to some Nick Dacos's, who I didn't think he would get this big of a score from his stat line, but his efficiency with the ball was just brilliant. So that's why a 157 from Dacos. I was thinking about putting the device on him, but it was in hindsight a good thing we didn't because we got the Bont score. But I was also scared for I think they're playing St Kilda, so I was scared for the Windhager tag as well. He's been real close on a lot of like merit recently, so I didn't. But he made him look silly. 157. Don't put Windhager on him ever again. Butters 130. He was doing everything for the Port for power in the midfield. I was there at the game, easily best on ground, but still didn't look like he played his best game ever. But he was one of the Port blokes. You couldn't like discredit him for trying. He always tries. It just didn't seem like it was that great of a game. And when I saw the 130, I was actually pretty surprised. Bont 177. I didn't watch this game. It was the last one of the whole entire round, so I just hoped and prayed, and he delivered for me. It was either that or we got a deconing 76 as the vice, which is a dumb pick. Now they go back and it was a dumb pick, but it doesn't matter because I wasn't intending to take it anyway. I wanted that Bont score the whole time because I knew that Richmond midfield would just be, he was slicing them up like butter. So 177 is why we were so high for the week. I still think performance for a whole team for the week was still great, but that just gave us an extra boost to get into that top 1% for the round. Sarong is actually outperforming Brayshaw of recent weeks, 149. When Brayshaw was playing so well during the start of the year, it was a red flag or his head saying, tag me, basically. So he gets a lot of close attention, which lets Caleb Sarong off the hook. He gets a lot of that midfield ball, and he should get a lot more points than he does. But he's in the same boat as Tom Green sort of thing with his efficiency. He gets so much contested possessions, but it paid off this round. 149. Delved into Dacos, just a beast. Broke through the Windhager tag so easily. 157. And then this is when my point of differences were big, massive. When the last week it was really demoralizing. They were getting 70s and they making me lose rounds. This is the week where they make you absolutely look like a master at the sticks. So Tuke Miller 141, highest of Gold Coast. It's not every single game where you see Tuke topping the Suns. It's usually the Rouse and the Andersons, but I did go with Miller because I was happy with that. Like, I didn't think his ceiling was this high. I thought he was just that dude that cruises along and gets his 105, 100, that sort of thing. And I was happy for that because I like consistency. But now a 141, you can't complain about that, and it's just a blessing at that pick. He's been decent, a decent pickup so far, and he's going to go up in money. I don't think he's a pick for this portion of the year. There's better options like Dawson and that sort of thing. But I'm happy with to keep him for the rest of the year. Dunkley was ripe for the pickings for the price he was. 126. Making Lockie Neal become irrelevant Supercoach reasons. Him and Ashcroft, both of them. 126 is brilliant. And then Zach Merritt, probably my worst pick for the whole year. He hasn't had one decent score since that 150, I think, that he had. He gets tagged each game. He gets put forward each game. He gets put half back to fill roles when people get injured. It's just a horrible pick, and I should have gotten out of it or shouldn't move to it from the clear signs that there was stuff going wrong, but I did anyway. And now I look silly for it, but it's Zach Merritt. You never know. He can come out and just hit 150 out of nowhere. So, not super disappointed that I have him because I know what type of player he is. And then Jerry, 79, kind of weak. These two played against each other, so I thought that the Koning could be maybe let off the leash a little bit, but not the case. Jerry also was not off the leash. Both of them were just average, and what can you say? I don't like it when my rucks play each other ever, and I don't think anyone does, but I've got the rest. I've got them for the rest of the year. I love the Konings run home, so that's why I did pick him up over a Gorn. I'm not mad about either of the picks. Jerry will come good. I know it. Bailey Smith, 85, is actually low for his standards. His efficiency wasn't that great. Petrarch didn't play. Caleb Daniel, 90, happy with that. I'm happy with him to average that for the whole rest of the year. I didn't intend him to be in my forward line for the rest of the year, but he has gotten a lot more of the ball since Shoes was gone to the midfield, and he does have that ceiling game in him sometimes, depending how the matchup is. Warner, we just brought in 93. Kako was actually played decent by his standards. He gave a 57, and that was all I need for him to move him on for Warner or Horn Francis. So we'll see who I want for the rest of the year. Rankin didn't play, but I'm still disappointed with Rankin as a pick. And then May, absolutely big dog May. I brought him in knowing he had to buy here and that knowing that he wasn't going to have a price rise, but I thought that I had a feeling that the dude was going to have a big game, and 83 was in my finishing squad. He was a really good pick. It's a rule breaker to jump on a week before they go up in a price rise, but I had no options. I didn't really intend to keep. I intended to get someone that was basement price just to keep on the bench for the rest of the year, not touch them. So May playing was a loyalty to me. No, not a loyalty. It was a gift sort of thing. And 83 finishing my team, so I'll take that from Big Boy May. And then Ashcroft 129. What can you say? He has these games where he just plays like the Norm Smith medalist he is. Other games he goes missing, but his brother also played well. If you held on to him, you would be loving it. But Will Ashcroft 129 is great, and I'll take that. So we did have two playing the bench here. That's how stacked we were for the week. Carroll 63 is fine, and Clark 65 is also fine. They're going to make money for a while. Unfortunately, Essendon have to buy now because they've got the four. Not that Sard El Hawley's going to be playing because he's done his hamstring or something, but it's pretty great week in my personal opinion. And now we go to the worst week of my whole entire Supercoach journey for this year. We have a lot of buys, a lot of things to fill, but I feel like a lot of people also have a lot of buys, so I'm not going to be the only one. So we'll just move Merritt to the bench for now. Let's hope that Hole gets a game. Imagine if Hole finally gets a game. Would be crazy. And then over here, we can only hope that Gray gets brought in for May. We got rid of Kako. There's not a whole lot else we can do. We just got to ride it for the week, which means we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each one of that people that are playing is going to count to my score, including McCarthy. So let's just hope that everyone has a great game. No one has a stinker and gets injured or anything like that. If there's a way to work out Carroll to any of these spots, I would, and there's not. So not much we can do other than hope and pray, hey? We could do one of these, but we can't. There's no point doing it because Carroll can't come in anyway. So that's what we're going to roll with. Early predictions for I'll do my captain picks in this video because my final trade video is going to be released on Fridays now, so it's a little bit dodgy for captain picks because our game was already played. I'm not feeling about. Oh, am I? Am I feeling butters against Carlton at the Adelaide Oval? Yes, I am. Actually, I am. That's a good vice pick in my personal opinion. And then what else we got for the rest of the week? We got Jerry against Meek. I'm not happy with that. We do have Dacos against West Coast. Could be really big. Sarong against St Kilda could be a sneaky pick, but a little bit risky. The Bont against Sydney at the SCG, I'm not confident in. So I'm going to stick it on Dacos. Hopefully Butters doesn't let me get to the point of Dacos because sometimes Dacos can be a little bit scary with his scoring. So this is what we'll roll with. Not much else we can do to change the team unless we go extra spicy and do some trades for a player that I'm unhappy with. But there is not anyone. Actually, let's see what we can do with Merritt. See if there's anyone in reach that we can trade for in the midfield that I would like to keep for the rest of the year. And it doesn't really seem like there's anyone that I want in my price range. Players I can afford. What do we got? McRae, no. 131's good for McRae if you still have him. 36% of people do. Lucky them. Jai Colwell, no. He's got to buy. Laird, no. Got Took in our team. Nah, there's just no one. So I think you just got to just hold. Zach Merritt being that low is probably the lowest you've seen him in a couple of years' time. So that's all I'm going to say. If you've got no other options, Zach Merritt could be a sneaky play for the rest of the year. But for now, that's that. Thank you for your patience in this upload schedule. It's life's very busy at the moment, so getting this mic set up and everything was a hassle. Hopefully it sounds great, and I will hopefully see you in the next video, which will be my final trades video on the Friday. Thank you for watching, and peace out. Go the power. What the hell am I doing?